Okay, keeping it with the story, we have Sarabjit Kaur Nangra, who's VP Research and, for Pharma at Angel Broking, joining in with her perspective on what she's making of the great debuts by these two pharma companies, pharma and healthcare actually. Sarabjit, great to have you on the show. Thanks very much for taking out the time. Great listing pop for both the companies. Which one is likely to sustain?
I'm actually not surprised by the demand that Quality Paper is seeking right now. But the only issue that we had with both the scripts, even when they came up with the IPO, was the valuations. Amongst the both, we had preferred Dr. Pathlabs because of the quality of earnings and the profitability that the business has in terms of ROE. So we believe that Dr. Pathlabs will definitely attract and sustain more of these gains rather than Alkem. And as far as Alkem is concerned, post this listing, actually, even at the IPO level, it was on core earnings available at 17 times FY16 numbers. And after the gains that are seen today, it's 22 times FY16. If I compare with a company like Ipca is currently going through bad times in terms of its US FDA issues. But on a normalized business, Ipca business is more superior than Alkem, and it's trading at a discount to this company. So my advice to investors is to skip this Alkem Labs and shift to Ipca if they want to make a good real amount of money in pharma. Dr. Pathlabs, I can't say the same because it's one of the business which I have not come across in pharma. It's kind of a cash cow, which normally is seen in the case of FMCG businesses like HUL and others, where, you know, and other consumer businesses like automobiles or like two-wheelers and others. So it's a high ROE business. It's 70% ROEs, which you can't compare with any other pharma company, where they earn max to max 30% ROE. So very good business, margin steady, top line steady, a lot of unorganized players, still space available to eat into unorganized player. Entry barriers is the talent pool that you need, which is educated, and so entry barriers are huge for organized player, and which is sizable and is one among the top at least 5, and Dr. Pathlab is amongst the top corporates in that space, and good cash flows definitely reflected in the cash books. But again, with Dr. Pathlab is what kind of evaluations can you give this business? So I think after the gains, it's pretty expensive right now. So I would like investors to encash on it, and probably whenever the stock dips because of any reasons, they can think of getting into the stock.
You just answered both my questions. So you definitely believe that at the current levels, for a retail investor, it's best to get out of these companies. There are better opportunities available in the pharma space
or the
healthcare space. Yeah, but at these levels, I think you're recommending getting out of both, right? Sarabjit?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. But because Pathlab is also 60 times FY16, I don't think that deserves that much.
Okay, so preference,
even though it's a good business, but valuations in both the cases are too screamingly high right now.
Yeah, you know, that is just the answer that we would want to know.
Yeah, but amongst the both, Dr. Pathlab is something I'll look on the dip lines.
Fair call. As succinct as it can get. And Sarabjit Kaur Nangra has just put it aptly for the viewers. If you are a retail investor, these have given you the money. They are expensive now, so get out of them. Maybe at lower levels, Dr. Pathlabs could be a business that you could look at, but maybe there are other options available as well. Sarabjit, I know you don't want to talk on Sun Pharma, so won't ask you on that. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today and giving us this perspective. We are out of time completely on this show. Mitesh Thakkar, just about 30 seconds for your final thoughts. Anything that you've picked up that you would like to recommend?